Alrighty, just getting all loaded up in the Hawkwagon and I'm about ready to get out of Long Beach. We are doing this, remember, 100% on cash. So we're gonna see how far we can actually make it. I gotta fly smart.
In the last episode, I set out on a crazy challenge. Fly cross country with just $500 cash and Apple Pay. No backup and no credit cards. Only what I had when I lost my wallet in a previous video. After just a few hours of flying, I found myself in Modesto, California, down to just $417.61 in cash, with only 2 days left to make it to Pasco, Washington, and catch my flight home.
This is going to be challenging.
The stakes are getting higher. With every stop, my cash reserves are dwindling, and the weather is not helping. Time is running out, and this challenge is starting to feel like it's getting a whole lot tighter. Will I make it to Pasco in time? Or is the clock going to run out before I finish what I started and I leave the airplane wherever I am? Hey, I'm Brett. Flying in Alaska has always been my dream, and now it's my reality. Hey. With my aircraft, I get to explore some of the most remote and wild places out here. Alaska's my playground, and I'm bringing you along for the ride. So hop in and let me show you around. This is Adventure Alaska.
Well, good morning. I am drinking subpar coffee, and the Modesto Jet Center has just called me to tell me what the fuel total was for the Hawkwagon for last night's landing. We took, it looks like 29.1 gallons at $6.42 a gallon for a grand total of $186.82. This is rather problematic because if you look back at what we had before, we were at $417.48 minus $186.82, so we're sitting at $230.66. Where the problem comes in is that I have to fuel at least once more before we get to Eastern Washington. Problem number 2 is that Walla Walla is completely socked in. So what my plan is I'm gonna go kind of up the east side. I'm gonna go around the back side of Beale, and it should keep me what I call in the green. So I am going to try to dodge a little bit more toward the hills today, more toward like Lake Tahoe area. And then right up along the foothills, I'm gonna run those foothills pretty much all the way up to Redding. Let's go do it.
I'm coming home to my lady.
Good morning.
Still got a long way to go. I'm coming home to my darling. Still got a long way to go. If you could wire me some money, well, I'll be home.
Modesto Tower, Cessna 819 Alpha, hold short 10 left downwind departure.
Cessna 819 Alpha, Modesto Tower, roger, early left turn approved, runway 10 left, clear for takeoff.
Alright, 10 left, clear for takeoff, early turn approved, 94 Alpha.
Too bad all my bridges burned down. I'm so close to love. If you could wire me some money, well, I'll be home. Yeah, yeah.
I took off from Modesto toward Redding. The weather at the airport wasn't ideal, but it was improving to the north. After some quick flight planning, I realized that I might have a chance to unlock a flying cheat code: tailwinds. I caught a 35-knot tailwind that would save me precious time and fuel.
If you could wire me some money, well, now baby, I'll be home.
Alright, we are just coming up on Redding now.
Descending into Redding, I had a decision to make. I could fuel up there or I could go to Klamath Falls. After a nightmare $250 call-out fee at Klamath Falls in one of my previous flights, I wasn't about to make that same mistake again. So I chose Redding and I refueled, and sure enough, my cash reserves took another hit.
Alrighty guys, here at Redding Airport, Redding Jet Center. Just fueled up. I'm gonna actually look and see what that charge was here in a few minutes. We'll talk about that. But, sorry, finishing a Cliff Bar. It was not as bad as I anticipated, so give me a second here. I paid cash. $154.13 were the damages today. So, I'm gonna get back in the air and get us to our destinations and talk to you in a few.
Turn it up. It's not loud enough. Turn it up. So everyone can hear it. Turn it up. So everyone can feel it. Turn it up. Live it up. This time ain't gonna last. Give it up. Past is in the past. It's not enough to just lay that feeling set. So turn it up. Turn it up.
Okay, so what did I say that fuel total was? The fuel total on that was 154.13. 154.13 minus 154.13. We are down to $76.53. So I'm gonna keep that on the phone. $76.53 is what we're down to right now.
Every stop makes this challenge feel tighter, and I'm starting to realize that the journey ahead doesn't leave room for much error. Departing Redding, I flew over Lake Shasta, a place filled with childhood memories of houseboating and water skiing.
All right, so there are three arms with Lake Shasta. So you've got the Pitt arm that goes out to the Pitt River. You have the McLeod arm, and then you have the Sacramento arm. Those are your three main arms of Lake Shasta. And so when I was growing up, my family and I would come up here with our house, like we'd come up with our ski boat. We would rent a houseboat pretty much right down below us. We'd go up the McLeod arm, and we'd go all the way back as far as we could, and we would water ski. And that was, I mean, that's how I grew up. I grew up coming here, I mean, pretty much from the time I was, probably 11 or 12, up until I pretty much moved out. So Lake Shasta always has had a really special place for me. It's always had a special place in my heart.
I couldn't help but think about bringing Aurora and Piper here one day to create new memories of our own. As I crossed into Oregon, it was clear that winter had arrived. Snow blanketed the same lakes that I'd flown over just a couple of weeks ago on my way to Trent Palmer's place. I flew over Sun River Resort and then downtown Bend.
And traffic, 819 for offers coming up over downtown. Well, we're going to be entering a right downwind for 16.
We had all the time in the world, now I just need more, I just need more. We had all the time in the world, now I just need more, I just need more.
But once again, I was faced with a weather dilemma. The conditions in Pasco were marginal at best, and the weather could easily dip below basic VFR at any time. As I was coming into land, my friend Bo texted me asking if I wanted to visit the Bentley's hangar when I arrived. After chatting with John and Max, we came up with a new game plan. I'd leave the Hawkwagon with them for its annual inspection and a few upgrades. John and Max had done such an excellent job on the plane when I was on my way down, and they were kind enough to make room for it now. It felt fitting to have them take care of the work. As luck would have it, a friend's parents were stuck in Pasco after their flight to Redmond diverted there. They either had to wait 2 days or rent a car to get to Bend. However, I just borrowed my friend's car in Bend and then drove it 4 hours to Pasco, delivered it to her parents, and then they made the drive back, only needing to pay for gas. While this wasn't the way that I had planned for this trip to end, it felt like the journey had come full circle. I did take a look at my fuel level right before I left the plane,
because I wanted to see if this was still actually possible, even though I thought it wouldn't be. Which means that we have enough money to actually do this on cash, which I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I was really doing this to prove you all wrong. Do I still feel that I made the right call by turning around in Spokane, going back up, getting my spare wallet, and coming back? Yeah, I do. But so far, what this means is that since I'm able to pay on Apple Pay tomorrow, and I got this hotel room on points, that means that I've got like $73 to go spend on dinner.
Reflecting on this trip, it's clear that lots of things didn't go as planned. But what adventure ever does? Along the way, I met incredible people, reconnected with old friends, and learned more about myself as a pilot and a person. When I started this journey, I was at a crossroads, unsure of what direction to take next. But somewhere along those 4,166 miles, in 44 hours of flying and 404 gallons of avgas burned, I found something unexpected: clarity. This trip wasn't just about adventure. It was about discovering a new path forward. Thank you to everyone who has followed this series. If you're just joining in, I recommend starting from the very beginning. It's a wild ride full of twists and turns, but it's a journey that I wouldn't trade for anything. The Hawkwagon will be back soon with new adventures. But for now, it's time to head home to Alaska. Winter is just around the corner, and I can't wait to show you my favorite season in the last frontier. Until then, I'll leave you with my favorite saying: you're never too old, and it's never too late. Get out there and see how aviation can change your life. See you in the next one.